So yeah, we're here today at Rob Pat Cricket, and Rob's going to take us through his profiles.
Right, cheers, chap. No, awesome. We're going to start off with the Avalanche. This is the one where it's got the highest particular point on our bats. Yeah, so on this one here, you can see where it's going. It's got quite a long toe on it, and it's right in the middle, the main balancing point of the bat. So on this one here, and then what we've got is a slight bit of concaving going on this particular one. If you want to get them lighter, we might have to concave them slightly a little bit more. It has a slightly thinner toe on this one. At the moment, there's quite a very good strong edge all the way through it. At the moment, these bats have been left with quite a bit sharper edge than what I would normally have, but we use on our pressing roll, we use it's quite a traditional but modern twist. So we go for the middle part of the pressing that is flat, and then the outer thirds are rounded off, because we feel, in our view, it gives a better all-round performance. I found by using the modern flat facing, yes, it makes the bats look bigger, but what I've found is it's put too much stress up here on the shoulders. This is a weakening affair anyway, and the toes sometimes. Because if you don't hit them right in the middle, and hit them on the sides, you can put in a lot of, it wants to twist. You see the super slow-mo on telly, and I just feel it puts too much pressure on this area, because we try and leave our shoulders big and strong as well. So I've just found by using them, yeah, they do play well flat face, but there is more pressure put on this point. So for me, I'm not going to use much more flat bread pressing unless someone specifically asks for it, and then I will warn them. But for me, I'm going to go for this more sort of modern, traditional press bed that we've set up. And that's what we use on our third pressing as well. And that I feel if you hit them off centre, they're just more forgiving on this area. That the weakest two ends of the bat is the toe and the shoulders. Yeah. So for us, so this is the Avalanche.
Amazing.
All right, it looks good. When you look down the back of this bat, because of how we concave it slightly, it does make the bat look wider.
All right. So all about that optical illusion.
Yeah, and that's why I prefer, really, I don't like lots of stickers, but we use a full sheet. For me, I prefer them without the two bits on the sides, because it makes it look more traditional. Whereas we do know with lads, 90% of the games played in our head, so they want the bat as wide as if you
possible.
can look down the bat and you think, yeah, you know what, it's looking really big and wide. And that's what, again, let's go back to the edges. If somebody wants to keep that sharper edge, we'll keep the sharper edge for them, but we make them realise that actually if you catch it on the edge, you might get a little bit more surface cracking shown.
Of course.
A lot of people do like our more, I'm going to show it quickly on here, our rounder edges, where we do round the edges off more, and they're hand boned in and hand hammered here. So that's something we're really proud of with our cricket bats. Yes. Should have mentioned at the start that actually our bats just have a brown or orange tinge to them, where we've oiled them, hand hammered in the edges, and then with our third pressing system that we use, that's very unusual for some people, just make them a little tiny bit harder at first, but people are saying the bats do last, and when they do get flowing, they really are flowing. So that's one of our bats in our range, the Avalanche.
The Avalanche. Superb.
And this particular model here is a player's grade, just one down from the limited edition. Some people might say, well, there's a bit of fleckle, slightly wide grain, but I like wide white willow. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 grains. But for me, it's all about performance. So, if it goes, it goes. And for me, that's what it's all about, is bats that perform. Not what they look like, it's how they perform. We'll put a ball on it. There's the sweet spot there in the middle, like every bat. And then we can come up a bit higher. Still go nicely back to the sweet spot. Go a little bit further down. Gets a little bit more toey with this profile, but how many bats do go on the toe? And this is before it's even been played with. But the big advantage with this bat is it does give a really good light pickup, but still have a big looking bat. So yeah, that's the Avalanche.
Awesome.
Thank you. Right, going to move on now to our Wipeout. So here's our Wipeout profile. Very traditional. Something I'm very much a big lover of, and I know you are, Chad, as well, is, you know, this is one where it's up quite high. I'll compare it with the Avalanche for you.
So they're pretty close, really.
Pretty close, but it's more traditional and allows us to do light bats for a lot more people. I like that, and I'm a big lover, actually. You know what? It's got a smaller edge. It's not concave. It's a full profile. Full, not concave, so it's convex profile. And with this, we can get a lot of wood. Still get a lot of wood in the hitting area. And for me, I'm still adamant that traditional bats produce a bigger sweet spot and more forgiving than bats when they're concave and bigger edges. For me, there's all this myth about big edges, but for me, you can't go wrong with traditional profile. We have a lot of people now taking them off us, especially people when they want a bat. Sometimes we get asked for 2.6, 2.7 with a lot of wood. This is a way to do it, because if you hit it on the edge, just because it's got a small edge, you still got all that strength. You see all that strength behind it.
And you've got that rounding of the edge as well.
Yeah, rounding edges. If you concave it, you know, you're taking wood out of the hitting area to make it look bigger. You know, it can work both ways. You know, it's all down to the piece. The bottom line is, if you've got a bit of wood and it goes, doesn't matter how big it is. Yeah. If it goes, it goes. So this is our Wipeout profile, convexed.
And it does come with a slightly thicker edge at times as well.
Oh yeah, you know, if you get, you know, you can make them bigger. This bat here on its own here, I think 2.9. 2.9. So everything on it, this is 2.9. Yeah. So there's still a lot of wood, and that's what you get. And also you can do it where you can leave a bit more wood lower down on this profile as well. You know, if you want a more bottom heavy pickup, you can do it. So, you know, so it gives you a good profile. So
I'm
on
guessing
this one,
the key difference is the sort of spine profile as well. It's a bit more,
spine goes all the way through.
A bit more of a sweeping spine as opposed to that.
So if you want to compare,
sort of
comparing them in, you see, so that's what you're getting. And actually, when you look at the depth of the bats, right, they are exactly, more or less, exactly the same. One's got a small edge and it's convexed. The other's got a thicker edge, but then it's concaved. So that's actually a nice way to show it. And this one actually has got the rounder edges on it.
Yes.
This one as well, I'll just show it all off. This is, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 grains. White willow. It's got a slight little markings down here. Don't know, it looks like it could be a little bit of navy stain. I thought it was actually a split, but actually it's like got a little bit of like navy stain in it.
All right.
So it's unusual on its own, bit of stain like that. So, but no, it goes all right. Again, put a ball on it so you can listen to it, because that's what everyone likes to listen to is a ping. This one actually is like, this is a pro grade as well. So this is 2 down from our Avalanche, because we'd have an elite grade that sits in the middle of these two. Yeah. And all it is this bit of wood is, it's actually a grade 1 piece of wood, this one. But what it is, we're not bothered what grades, we have grades 1 to 4, and we just pick out what is the best bats. So on this bat here, it's a little bit harder, but there's no reason why in time that will not be good as a player's grade. It just doesn't go as well at the moment. It just take a little bit more time. Yeah. But, you know, it's solid. Yeah. And actually the middle's brilliant. You know, every bat's got a middle, it's how big it is. And to be fair, this is sounding better than what it was a month or 2 ago, because it sat in our showroom for a little while, this one, for whatever reason.
And it's settled a bit.
Yeah. Sometimes it can get better. You know, the pressing's settled. And it's done. And again, it's got all our oilings on it. It's ready to go for you guys. But what we are saying with our knocking in now, I think is a good point to put out where we're on that stage is, we hand hammer them, we knock them all in. But if you do extra work yourselves, that's a lot better. Because if I'm really honest now, I might as well mention it, mightn't we? I'll do it at the end, actually. Should we do it at the end about the knocking in?
Yeah, we can talk about the knocking in at the end.
We're on it, let's go with it. Right, let's go with it, let's rock and roll with it. Right, we play the game now more like the modern game is now. We're playing it more like baseball. It's about whacking the ball. Fair enough. Baseball bats are round. You know, we're now, you know, as manufacturers, a lot of people, we want bats that look bigger. That's fair enough. You want square toes as well. Square toes, tried it this year, it's caused too many chunks off on the corners. For me, you know, I'm going back to my traditional rounder toes. If people want square toes, we'll do it, but you've got that risk of taking more chunks off on the corner if you catch it on there.
Of course.
And, you know, we're wanting to whack the ball now, and that's why we do, you know, we love our rounder edges. So remember, you know, we're playing it more like baseball, but people are wanting bats looking bigger. The only way you're doing that, you make them look squarer.
All right.
And for me, I still think there's room for traditional bats, and I just feel they just give you the best results out there and value for your money. They'll hopefully last. You know, I get breakages as well. It's going to happen. It's a natural component. We just don't know when they're going to break.
Yeah.
But all we can do is try our best to do them. So that's a Wipeout.
Amazing.
That's number
It's
2 in our
traditional
range.
profile and range.
So right, on to our Bombora now. To be fair, the Bombora is something I really, really liked. Yeah, it's just got a little bit of sexiness in the edge. This one's, again, we left this at the moment because we haven't got a person who's took the, because we leave the option for our customers whether you want the round edge or the square edge.
So you keep them with the square edge whenever you've,
Yeah.
generally speaking.
Yeah, so we leave them square, the round, then we can make them rounder. We can do that, we can knock them into that area. So here we go with the Bombora. So the Bombora is slightly a little bit lower, has a tiny bit of duck towing on it as well.
Yep.
It just depends on the weight of the willow. And this has a slight bit of concaving on it.
See there.
See that? Not too much, and then just blends in. It can be a multitude actually of different concaves where we use different planes and we get into it, you know, depending on how we want to balance it. Then we have a bit more of a sexier edge where it just gives a little bit of flowing off. You know, it's got a nice sexy edge.
Very beautiful.
Yeah,
curve
so
to
you
it.
can see that.
And you say different levels of concaving throughout the blade.
Yeah, it is. You know, you mix it up to get the right balancing for the bat. You know, every bit of wood is different. It's not like making your shoes and they feel the same. You know, with the wood, it's where the moisture's sitting in the willow.
Yeah.
You know, how it balances, and that's the biggest task we have, is balancing the willow.
So some wants it a little bit more
Yeah,
of the
so-
toe, for example.
Yeah, let me compare this with. So this is with the Avalanche. So there you can see it. All right.
Yeah. So it's distinctly lower.
Yeah, distinctly lower. Bit of duck towing on it. And it's got a bit more concaving slightly going on, whereas that's got a tiny bit. Got a bit more concaving going on. That should create the light pickup for you.
Yeah.
Because you want, well, to make them feel balanced, you know.
Yeah.
So this bit of wood here, I think this is about 210, is it? I think this one was about 210. Again, this is an elite grade. It's actually, you know, a really nice grain of pud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, just going off there. Some people might think, oh crikey, that's one. Why is that? Are the elite grades? That's our middle. That's the one down from the players, just above the pro. But again, we've graded it on what it is on performance. So yeah, a little bit harder. Sweet spots there, nice. Where those knots are there, tiny bit harder. But again, like I say, I like blemishes in my willow if they go. That'll help hold the facing together. It's nice when you get some blemishes and stuff going through the toe.
All right.
You know, hold the toes together. So again,
So
so that's our,
just the added strength.
yeah. And it's slightly lower.
That's the Bombora. There.
Yeah.
So,
So
there's
that's
a bit
our
of duck towing.
Bombora.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of duck towing. But they're always going to be slightly different. You know, this is just nice examples to show us here for these videos.
Yeah. These are all handmade. It's not.
So the customers know
Yeah.
what we're doing. It's got a nice electric blue and black labels on. We're very proud of our stickers. Forgot to say about that, our stickers.
Definitely
Again, on
taking
these
the
clear ones,
time to.
the stickers are all made
do
in the UK. We're trying to support as much of the UK businesses as we can and keep things going. Also trying to eradicate PVC.
All right.
Plastic,
Okay.
trying to get as much PVC out of our products. It's a big project for us at the moment with our pads and gloves.
Yeah.
We don't put a lot about it at the moment because we've not evolved it enough, but we're trying to get rid of
Yeah.
the PVC. So right. So moving on to profile number 4, we have the Storm. So here we go. So we're going lower down again.
So even, or at least the sort of visual,
To compare that
visually
with it.
lower than.
So here we go. So there's your Bombora we just looked at.
Yeah. So it's
And here's
even
the
lower.
Storm.
Yeah. It's not too much difference in it, but
No, not too much, just enough, you know, just to say on it.
yeah.
So they're very similar. The Bombora and the Storm are our most common profiles.
All right.
Well, to be fair, they're like younger players. Younger players actually coming out of junior bats into their first senior bats, we'd use more the Avalanche and the Wipeout.
Just for
because
that
they want
pickup.
they want light bats. It's the hardest thing to do, getting juniors into their first senior bat, because a lot of lads are 14, 15, very tall, you know, lean lads, not got the strength.
Yeah.
They want a big bat, but it's about getting your hands. We've been taught, haven't we? Doesn't matter how big the wood is and the bat, how well obviously it needs to go, but like it's been proved, is that if you get your hands through the ball at, what is it, 82 mile an hour, it hits the middle of the bat, whether you're using a size 4 or a senior bat, it should go out the ground.
Yeah.
So, you know, don't overthink it too much. There's all this thing about grains, you know, like this one here. We've got loads of grains going on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know, we've got a bit of fleckle going on, a bit of heartwood on this one.
Yeah.
Don't worry about what it looks like. If I'm honest, these will go well, but they can be a little bit softer. You know, sometimes some of the white willow, if it goes well, that's going to stay a lot stronger, being wider grains. More grains, you've got more effect of getting more damage a lot quicker. It'll go brilliant.
But you get more
but it can be the other way around as well. You can get hard, you can get willow that's got 15 grains, and it can be rock hard.
All right. Okay.
You know, so that's the beauty of it. All of it is so different. But no, look, this is our Storm profile. A bit lower down. Again, on the backs, quite similar on the backs. A bit more, not as much concaving on this one.
Yes.
So we're trying, and to be fair, sometimes they don't even, you know, you could bring those edges down, it could be a bit more full.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So if you bring the edge and spine down, then you can.
Well, not the spine. Leave the spine where it is. Just bring
it is.
those edges down a little tiny bit more. The modern player now likes to look at the bigger edge, so you know.
Yeah.
But to create the right balance, like you say, it's really full in here.
Yeah.
But we've just got it concave through these areas here.
Just a little bit. Yeah.
So it does pick up. This one's again quite a big bat. It's 210. Let's have a little listen to it. This one is a bit of a rocket, isn't it? I think. Yeah. So this honesty here is as good as anything you get. Like the players, this player's here is absolutely brilliant. As good as any bat you'll get. Got these marks here. Some people say, "Oh, crikey, why is that not a limited edition?" Well, there you go. Got these little tiny marks.
So you're not quite happy
so
with.
So it's as good as a limited edition.
Yeah.
But it just isn't a clean bit of wood. For being a limited edition, it's got to be clean and it's got to go. It can't be just clean and look lovely.
Yeah.
It's got to perform. So look, listen to this one. Yeah.
That's higher up the blade as well. That's
coming
superb.
up the blade. Go lower down.
Yeah.
There. Look at that. You keep coming up there. This one, yeah. It's a rocket, Chad.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that's our Storm. So just to show it another purpose, is to compare that with an Avalanche. Putting together like
very different there, yeah. Just with that swell position.
And then you look at the concavings. A bit more concaving in that one than that one.
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay.
So the Storm also doesn't have quite that duckbill toe that the Bombora has. It's
no.
more of a blend into the toe.
It's more full. You can do it slightly.
Yeah.
If you had it more fuller, you want to create it lighter, maybe you'd have it more full and you could put a tiny bit of duck toe in.
A little bit of duck
so you know they're all the little things that we can do. So
yeah.
When we're working on each individual bit of wood and orders for customers, that's what you've got to think about and that's what you add.
So that's the advantage of being a custom bat maker.
Yeah. You know. And then last of all, we're into we haven't stickied it up because at the moment, but there you go, there's a Swell. Let's just compare that with the Storm that is a big profile. Now there's your Swell.
Just enormous. And it's a long blade as well.
Well, this one's a long blade that we've got out, but that's where your Swell will go. And your Swells usually, they're sort of about 213, aren't they? I think we range it from about 212, 213 upwards.
Yeah.
But look, this is a massive one, this is.
Yeah. And the swells can be...
Look, and tiny bit of concaving on it.
The swells can be at any sort of swell position.
Yeah,
as well. It can
wherever
be
you want it to be. The
like
swell
an
is
avalanche.
It's a big bit of wood.
It's just a big bat.
This one's a real heavy loaded here, whereas you could have it more like, say, a Bombora or even an avalanche, where the highest point could be a lot higher up, but you got a lot of that. You know, this one here, you know, it's just massive. You know, amazing piece of wood. A lot of grains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 grains on there. Lovely. Just got a tiny little bit of blemishing in here around the toe area, but for me that's great. It holds this area together because there's a lot of grains. Let's have a little listen to this. See how this one sounds. There we go. Goes nicely.
Yeah.
But then going back to like what you said, so that's the big Swell. You know, it's just a big bat. You know, people can order that in out of one. So like you're showing there, this one is actually a long blade. So there you go. So it's standard short handle, but you got that extra length in the blade.
Yeah.
What some people want, if they've got trouble with the backs or they're quite a bit taller, they're over 6 foot, they want it. It's really hard to get really good balance long blades. I suppose what we could do while we're here is we'll show you, like, here you go, we'll show you a short blade. So that's what we do. So like you say, we do custom bats. And there's your story of bats.
Oh. So is that one the shorter blade but with a slightly longer handle as well?
Yeah.
So it's a standard short handle size, but with a bit off the blade.
There you go.
Oh, right.
And that creates a nice balance as well. You know, you can have a 210 bat in this model, and it you know, sometimes they can pick up a lot lighter.
Oh, right.
You know, and it allows us as well, just some of the heavier wood and other bats just creates that different balance. And we always have them in our showroom. It's amazing the amount of players that pick them up and think, oh, I like that, and they go with it. And we don't tell them about it. We just say, look, there's your short standard, there's standard bats for you to look at.
And some of them will just go with the shorter blade, longer handle.
And then lastly, the other bat that we do like an academy bat. So this is an academy bat here, just to show you here. There you go. And this is like a short blade, but it's got a shorter handle. And that's just getting people just in between, right in between that, going from that Harrow to senior bat. Do they need something just in between? And actually the width of this bat might be a little bit not as wide as well, a little bit smaller. So
maybe
just
in
creating
between
a bat. Yeah, just something a little bit smaller. Sometimes some people are a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
That's maybe what they want.
And also it will help with the weight.
Yeah, it helps with weight, balancing, you know, all these different ways that we can help balance things for us. So that's the Blueroom family.
Yep.
We've gone through that, and then obviously we're very fortunate. We've got 2 brands here. It came along about 6-7 years ago now. Someone said, I wanted something that represented you, Rob. Blueroom. I suppose really I should explain really what Blueroom is.
Oh yeah.
The history of Blueroom. So Blueroom, there's your wave. The cricket ball is your surfer in the tunnel, and in surfing terms, you're in the Blueroom.
All right. Okay.
Right, I was very big into Billabong, Quicksilver and that many years ago. I'm not a surfer, I do bodyboarding, we love getting down to Newquay and Cornwall. But this is more, and that's what the branding is. I thought it's quite cool. It all originated actually, if you wanted to turn your camera, there's an original Blueroom.
Oh wow, yeah.
They're the old stickers from 30 years ago. So we're actually 2022. Is representing Blueroom, so we brought back the old royal blue and goldy yellow this year. So I don't know if you can see that there. We've just done a little commemorative, so celebrating 30 years.
Of course.
But quite proud of it. Just shows how old I'm getting. That's a bit of a worry. So yeah, these are the nice blue labels. And then we have a few other labels. We have a few other options on the labels. This seems to be very good. The magenta, some call it pink, but it's more of a magenta and cyan blue mix. It goes down really well. You know, there's a clear. But actually, then, so yeah, we're very fortunate to have the 2 brands. So going back to RPC, so Robert Pack Cricket. This is where it all really started here. It was a blend of somebody wanted something. So we look at Blueroom as more of a sports lifestyle cricket brand, colour. Bit of pizzazz with it, funky colours, whereas then come to this represents more our heritage and traditional batmaking skills.
Mhm.
So we're very lucky giving us 2 brands. One that's like sports lifestyle, then the traditional heritage. And that's where this all originated from.
So that's that.
And that's
almost
ran
like,
for 7 years. And
Oh,
that,
wow.
That is, some people think, oh, is that a wave? But no, that's a shaving.
so willow
But
shaving.
it's all
Very
got
tied in,
very
yeah.
tied in. It's all a nice little story. So
Mm.
it's tied in. It's when I did some bats for a local estate here. It was a great little story. Doing some help, you know, over at Gennington. I grew some willow trees, Boughton Estate. Did some bats for them to celebrate their willow trees. They sold them, and the lady who designed their label helped me with this design here.
Mm.
Lovely lady, and yeah, we come up with this, and it's gone really well. You know, we've got pads and gloves and bags with it. You know, it's great.
Yeah.
So we've got 2 brands in
2
our own
brands
store.
you're running, yeah.
So that's the only difference is a label. People say, "What's the difference?"
Just the
It's the same person doing it, but it's just giving us 2 brands in our store.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is a new twist. After 7 years, we decided to do a bit of a more of a modern twist on. And this is just for, and in this brand we sell those stickers in all our different grades, but for the limit, and then you know, if you bought a limited edition or custom bat, you can have that label on. But this label here is particularly now just for limited editions and custom made bats.
Oh wow, yeah.
What we just
So a bit
launched
more
this year.
exclusive,
We've not
yeah.
had time to do a lot on it, so this is the first time now really speaking a lot about it. We've done a little bit on Instagram, so this is the new labels here. Again, English labels.
Look at that texturing, yeah.
I don't know if it's better to bring it in close.
Yeah, yeah. That's perfect.
And just got the Northamptonshire rose as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the video definitely does show off more of the sort of different textures and
Yeah.
sort of.
So there you go. So this is the first time
colours.
as well. We've been able to get hold of some nice yellow grips.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
And it's been nice to just see some nice yellow grips with it. And like you said earlier, it's just come out really, really well. This is an extraordinary piece of wood.
Yeah.
So here you go. Like, this is an extraordinary piece of wood. Like, a lot of people want this. Yeah, it's great when you get them. If they perform. Like I said, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, nearly 13. Just bending off there. But
Very
nice.
clean.
Yeah, very clean.
And this is more your heritage profile, is it?
Yeah, more the heritage profile. It sits in between everything, but you know, it's more like custom bats really. We just make them how people want them. This particular model, like, you came up, you said, right, you know, let's put these labels on and show them off. But again, it's just a really, really nice piece of wood. Amazing piece of wood. What was the weight of this one, you said? We'll stick it up, and it's about 2.9.
Sure. About 2.9 was it?
Crazy.
Yeah.
So I think we might have to get this one out. Yeah, crikey, yeah. And I know this goes awesomely. So yeah, we're very fortunate. You know, you get some of these incredible bits of wood. It's a blessing. You know, they're very hard to get hold of because all the big brands want to try and buy them. But when we do get sold some, you know, hopefully it goes to a nice player. So yeah, look.
Oh well, look at that.
You know, even going down to the toe. Coming back up the back. And then we have one other version of these labels. So this is a gunmetal black. And then we do one then it looks a bit grayer, and that's got the metallics on it.
Oh,
In fact,
right.
I'll run and get you a sheet of that and just show you it. And just a quick little thing. Should have had it out. Sorry, chap.
That's all right.
We just did it. Just thought we're getting some stickers done, so we just thought we'd do like an option on it. And I love the gunmetal black, the cleanness, but the metallic just adds a different little twist to it.
Oh yeah. Look at that. It's a very subtle difference, but
Yeah, it's just a nice little thing. So it just gives people a little option. So look,
amazing.
so there you go. So there's a little bit of history on our Robert Pack cricket.
So
We've been
30
here
years you've been running now.
We've been here, well, 30 years for Blueroom. Been doing it 33 years in total. Just been very lucky, really. Very lucky. You know, like we had our shop here for what, 2003.
Oh right.
We opened up. on our own with Blueroom. We're going to sell some other products. Got really lucky. You know, decided I want to go on my own after working for Kookaburra for many years, and that's where it first started, doing their first UK made bats in the early 90s. Got to meet a lot of very, very good bat makers. Eric Loxton, bless his soul, of Slasingers, who's died now. Jim and a few other guys at Crown. A guy who spent a lot of time with me, and we get a lot of traditionals from. We're very proud of like the oiling we do with our special brew and the pre-knocking in work that we do, because you know not a lot of people have got time.
Yeah.
You know, and
so it's almost like a trademark of your
very
product.
proud of what we do there. And like the chap who taught me that, Bernie Facer of Baronet Bats, you know, taught me a lot. He was great to me as a kid, because I was a chippy by trade, late 80s recession, trying to be a cricketer. And then I ended up in Kookaburra's warehouse because they sponsored me for a bit of kit. And then, you know, started dabbling with just bringing bat repairs back here. And then the chap who made my bats, Bernie, taught me a few things because he's someone interested, and it went from there. I did Kookaburra's first ever UK production of bats, gold crowns, bubbles. Back in the day, you know, like, there you go, you see, look, a couple of old bats there. You got Dean Jones up the top there, and another man who's left us too early.
Yeah.
You know, you got Dean Jones. He can never call me Packy. And by the way, you know, you'll be the only white Packy you all will ever meet. So he couldn't call me Packy, so he used to call me Racky.
Call you Racky, all right.
Call me Racky. If I don't make any runs, it's my fault. So there you know.
Yeah.
And then you got Stuart Law, good friend still. That's his bat from the NatWest final.
Oh wow,
actually.
look at the grainage on that.
That's actually a long blade.
Oh, it's a long blade.
I cleaned it up for him, and he said, "No, I've had enough of long blades. I've gone back to standards."
All right.
So yeah,
So you did the bubbles and the gold crowns?
Yeah, I got offered a couple of £1,000 for that.
Oh.
But no, I'm not getting rid of that. So yeah,
Sheesh.
yeah, had some good times. Love what we do.
Yeah.
Very lucky. It's just us, small team. Very lucky. You know, we don't have any big backers or whatever. We are what we are. We just grow by word of mouth.
All right.
And we seem to be, you know, last couple of years, people have been very good to us.
Oh yeah, I think people are
Have been
catching
saying,
on.
"Oh, I need to do more videos and things." Look, we're so busy repairing bats, making bats, and we've got a young family, you know, like. But hopefully, you know, people seem to be liking what we do.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
we'll try and continue. We always listen to everybody. Sometimes we don't always get it right, but we're here to listen, you know. And if someone isn't happy with something, they should say, you know, they tell us and we'll try and put it right.
Yeah.
So look, that's a bit honest, chap.
Amazing. Thank you.
I think I rambled off long enough now.
That's all right. No, and just a quick run through of the pricing structure actually, and the grading. So you mentioned how LE was your top grade.
So yeah, LE. Well, we do a custom made bat. Somebody come in, we spend an hour and a half, 2 hours with and make a bat. You're looking at £400. We charge £400 for that. If you can't get here, they want a custom bat. What we do, we spend a lot of time on FaceTime or WhatsApp video call, talking to them, showing them bats, picking out the best bats, like picking out, say we'll pick out a piece of wood, knock it up for them, we think it's suitable for them, or anything like this one over here actually is one that's going to America. This gentleman here, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, nearly 10 grains on there. There's just a few little things he wants to do into it, so we're going to custom it up, get it right for him.
Yeah.
And also I'll do another couple with him, and then we do that over WhatsApp video call, knock them up and make sure we get the bat right for them. Then they will select the bat they feel is right for them.
Yeah, of course.
So we do that for anybody around in England, well, all around the world.
All around the world, yeah.
So then our limited edition bats we do at £380.
Oh, 380.
And that, you know, people say, "Oh, is that, you know, and I want the oiling and knocking in." That's all built into our bats, so there's no extra on that. We're quite proud
so that's
of
all
that.
been
That is
factored
built
in, yeah.
That's factored in. You know, we're lucky we've got low overheads here. You know, we're trying to keep the cricket sustainable and not too expensive, because it's not cheap.
No, not at all.
You know, it's not cheap. We understand that, and hopefully we can keep holding these prices. You know, we'll look at it. Willow goes up. Then you go for the players grade. What, like I say, it's good as a limited edition.
In terms
Just
of performance,
doesn't look as nice, but you'll pay. What is it? What do we? I can't remember.
£325, is it?
£325.
Yeah.
So that's £325. You know, So, but we do understand the people, if you want the creme de creme, you just pay that little bit more because they are limited. That's the thing, they are limited.
Yeah. So you
we
won't
can't
have them
just
all
keep
year
racking them
round.
up. People say, we have so many people getting in touch, I want a limited edition, Rob. I'd love to keep, but when we buy a willow, you know, we get given a willow. Say if I buy 300 pieces of wood, you get 100 lightweight, you get 100 medium weight, you get 100 heavyweight. That's how it is.
Yeah.
And you've got to work out, get them right.
How that's where your
And also,
skill comes
and also
in,
on your grades. When you buy your willow, everyone says, oh, I want this bat, or someone comes to you, I want 10 bats, can I have 10 grade 1 limited editions? No, it don't work like that. Because when I buy my willow, you have to buy grade 1s, 2s, 3s and 4s. That's how you buy your willow.
Yeah.
People don't understand. When you buy your willow, you have to have an equal proportion of all the wood. Because if everyone just bought grade 1s, that's not right, is it? That means the man with the most money can do it. Although I do feel sometimes that does go on. But, you know, that's another story. But, yeah, so we do that 325. Elite grade, 285. So actually, when you work it out, you say elite grade 285. If you say what's oiling and knocking in these days with a lot of people, 35, £40. So
some are 60, I think.
Going at £60, you know. So you're getting about £285. Or even like you say our limited edition bat then. If you say knocking in, say, £40, you're getting a top bat for £340.
Yes.
We've done all that work in it. That's just standard what we do. My dad, me, Dan, who helps out with repairs, we hand hammer them, put them in a jig. We don't use a machine. I don't think the machine can do it right. How does a machine know how much to knock it in?
Yeah.
And the machine always knocks in this area. There's guys in India trying to sell us knocking in machines. What you're going to knock in is this area.
Around the toe. Yeah.
Around the edges.
Around the edges.
The strongest areas are these. A lot of people whack them in there.
But pointless, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pointless. Don't hit right on the end of the grain.
And don't hit square on the edges.
In fact, yeah, pass me a mallet along there. No, there's one on the end there, opened out. So I can show you on here. There you are, let's move back. So like what it is, it's like, so you hit it on your face. Now let's make him some little dents in there. It's got a little dent in it actually. It's not my best mallet, it's just one in it. So just doing that. And then obviously then, these areas here you have to be very careful, but you see on these have just been all fresh, you stick it up, so these just need a little bit more. But I'm actually rounding these edges even more without, you know, this is the work that it takes to round that edge. So you can see I'm going very carefully with that.
Yeah.
So to get those edges round, so you can see what we've done there compared to that edge.
Yeah.
And that's what you're doing, you're just sitting them up to about here.
Yeah.
This area, you know, that's it. But we know with our pressing, we're doing it right. So much of a dent on there?
It's a tiny, tiny little bit.
Tiny bit, but you know, I'm whacking that.
Yeah, you're absolutely whacking that.
I'm giving that a good whack.
Yeah.
So that's what you need to do. Machines, I don't think these machines can knock them in properly. They don't know, and they can't go around the edges.
No.
They can only go to about here.
Yeah.
And they don't know how much you're going to hit it. The good thing is, individually, it's getting harder as we're selling more bats and bigger numbers now.
Yeah.
But we're individually looking at each bit of wood. Don't get me wrong, sometimes when we're really super busy, the odd one might go through and we've missed it, not got it quite right, but someone will bring it in, yeah, go on, we'll just run it through the press.
Yeah. So that final press is just to firm up that face
Yeah,
and have it ready.
We do that extra power pressing at the end. So what I was taught by Bernie Facer, and something I just think is really important. Because, you know, you're spending your hard-earned money, we want to try and get you the best, obviously best bat performance, but also what for the lasting as well. And it seems to be working. It seems to be working, you know. And we, you know, you see our showroom. We've always got the bats out. They're clean. You can pick your stickers you want on them.
Yeah.
And we're really proud of it, you know. And yeah, people say, yeah, I've got to do more video and stuff. It's getting ready with the modern age. And try and do our Instagram story.
Yeah.
We made a commitment. We don't want to open a shop on an Instagram. We want people to talk to us and come to us. Even if someone orders a bat online. Could be only a £60 bat, we're still going to pick the phone up and ask them what they want, because it could be a girl who wants that. And what weight does she want? You know, it ain't about just product. It doesn't matter, any bat order, we pick up the phone and we talk to you.
Yeah.
Or if you don't want to talk to us, we'll message you and make sure we're getting you the right bat, put it in a box, because it's soulless, you know. You can't just put a bat in a box and send it off. Got to spend a bit of time. So that is us.
So that's your love for.
Yeah, I love it. You know,
trade.
it's about doing it right. It's customer service, old school customer service. making sure we serve the customer right, and they feel that we're doing a product that they want.
Yeah. I mean,
You
if
know.
you've been running for 30 plus years, then clearly you're doing something right.
Well, we just started making a little bit of money now, so that's nice. But we're still here. Well, we pay the bills. We don't owe any money. Very lucky to have a family property that's been in the family a long while to keep us going. You know, this is the showroom, like the back cave, some people call it.
Yeah.
The back cave. The
Yeah.
back cave. You know, it's good. So yeah, awesome.
Thank you very much, Rob. Thanks for your time.
No, that's
And,
all right.
yeah.
Lovely. Hopefully people like what we said.
Yeah. Awesome.
Oh, awesome. Cheers.